The Super Media Bros podcast is a founding member of the OddPods Media Network.
Super Media Bros.
Really wish we had the right to Do You Want to Taste It by Wigwam for this.
I know.
Like, I just kind of wanted to forego our entire intro music for just Yeah, just for that. Welcome to episode 217 of the Super Media Bros podcast. I'm Richie.
I'm Devin.
Fuck, it's Peacemaker.
Woo!
No, really, that's the name of this episode.
Oh, shit.
Fuck, it's Peacemaker. And it's not even in a bad way. So obviously this is an episode on the series Peacemaker, which was a spinoff of The Suicide Squad, which was a fantastic fucking movie.
It was. Like, at first, I thought it looked great, but I was scared. Not because of James Gunn, but just because I know that these directors make great movies somewhere that get chopped up to bits. So I was worried. I was like, don't do this to James Gunn. My man's did nothing.
Right. Like, you sit there and worry, oh, he's going to get the David Ayer treatment, or even worse, the Snyder treatment.
Right. I was concerned more than anything. And lo and behold, it was fucking great.
This series absolutely delivers on that front, too. Like, Suicide Squad was fantastic. Peacemaker is by far carrying that torch in a way.
Sort of, because a lot of times with these spinoffs, it feels like, oh, this is its own thing. We're going to say it's in this universe, but it doesn't feel like it. This absolutely does. It felt like it continued that continuity, that universe, that style of humor. Like, this is literally James Gunn on steroids. His fingerprints are all over it.
Absolutely. And if you just look at a lot of his past work, in particular, you know, like you said, fingerprints all over it, but this has a little bit of everything that he's done.
Right.
Which, again, going to like the Guardians of the Galaxy shit that he worked on, I thought it was perfect that he is doing an ensemble piece, like, again, with Suicide Squad, but then doing this as an ensemble piece as well. And John Cena kind of, not surprisingly, knocking it out of the park in a way that I wasn't expecting him to. Like, I knew he'd be good, but you know what I mean?
Like, I thought he would have gotten all of the comedic points down. I thought he would have had great timing with it. But I wasn't so sure about him as an actor. You know, once he got to, like, emotional scenes, the man can actually act. I was pleasantly surprised by that. I was expecting that to be sort of his drawback because, look, going back to James Gunn and Guardians of the Galaxy, Batista, he has gotten way better as time has gone on. But let's be honest, he's not a great actor. James Gunn was just able to take his strengths and elevate them and hide his weaknesses. I thought we were going to get that here. But no, John Cena can fucking act.
Yeah, he's got range. He's got seriousness. He's got comedic chops, drama. I mean, the whole, like, okay, I said something while I was watching, I think the second to last episode or the last episode. This series had no business having as good of character development that it did. You know what I'm saying? Like, it had no fucking business whatsoever being that good.
Motherfucker, it was a comedy, but it also wasn't. Like, it had way more heart than it deserved, to be very honest.
Yeah.
Like, really, let's break it down the concept. We got a mercenary who got trapped in yet another mission to kill butterflies. Oh, and his dad is a sociopathic, psychopathic white supremacist.
Piece of shit.
Yeah.
And very well portrayed by Robert Patrick.
Oh, dude, he did excellent.
Which, okay, so it's funny to me because one of the last things I remember watching him on was the From Dusk Till Dawn series, where he plays Harvey Keitel's character as the former pastor who lost his faith and regains it a little bit.
Yeah.
So going from that to this, I was like, dude, that is a complete fucking 180. And, you know, most people out there are going to remember Robert Patrick as the T-1000.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I will always associate with him as. But that's the thing, dude. Look at the fucking plot and concepts here. And now say, with a straight face, oh, this is going to have a lot of heart, a lot of character development, and a lot of emotion. And you're going to feel something for everybody.
After just saying, like, a mercenary and white supremacist in the same fucking sentence.
Yeah, and these are your main characters.
Exactly. And the other characters, though, they're so well written, they're so well done, and very well casted. Like, Danielle Brooks, look, I loved her in Orange is the New Black. Tasty was one of my favorite fucking characters in that show. And she brings Adebayo to life in such a fucking way. I know that was for this series or whatever, and she plays the daughter of Amanda Waller, but god damn, like, I enjoyed that role. I mean, everybody else too, but just to see the way that her and, well, Christopher Smith, which is Peacemaker's actual name, to see their kind of bond growth over the series as an arc. You know what I'm saying? Like, spoilers abound, by the way. We're going to talk spoilers because this has been out for a hot minute.
Yeah, we late as fuck on this.
But it don't matter. None of this matters.
Nah, we all die.
Yeah, we all gonna die. But in all seriousness, seeing their friendship play out the way that it does in the series with, you know, the highs and the lows of it, because she's really the one out of everybody here, I think, other than Adrian Chase, Vigilante, who really sees how Chris really is, and she can see through the dickbag persona or the whole, you know, facade that he puts on, which he's good at being a dick.
Vigilante, I'm not so sure that he sees past it necessarily. He just accepts it.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, he accepts like that, but he does know that there's something deeper there with him. Yeah. He's never denied it, which that motherfucker,
that poor bastard. The fucking torture scene kills me every time.
Oh my fucking god. Yeah, so it's like some fucked up comedy version of Hostel or some shit. Because think about it. Cena's the one being interrogated, right? Like, Peacemaker's being interrogated. And the dude's got Vigilante's sack tied up to like a fucking battery charge or whatever the fuck. Like, and he's just electrocuting his balls. And then just Peacemaker sitting there, oh, fuck it, give it all you got.
I know.
What?
And he goes, don't worry, I won't give him anything. You can at least give him something.
That's right, because he does try to chop his fucking pinky toe off.
Yeah.
And he's got the
and
really
he's just
dull
sawing on it.
Dude, I was like cringing. Like, I was gripping the sofa and like pulling my toes in like, oh, fuck that.
You would have started talking.
Yeah, probably so. But yeah, like the whole mission at hand is him getting put with this ragtag group of motherfuckers, dude. And I'm serious when I say ragtag group, because some of these guys and gals appear in Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got Amelia Harcourt and you got John Economos, which, dude, old Diebeard himself.
I know. They roasted this poor bastard every chance they could.
I felt bad for him, dude. He just wanted to make a goddamn friend.
They couldn't do that. Silly him.
Yeah, I mean, he does, but oh man, dude. Okay, I'm just gonna jump to it, even though we're like not even 10 minutes into this. The fact that you get Peacemaker shitting on this guy for an entire season, okay, and then it comes time for this team to take down the fucking butterflies when they go to the farm, which I thought naming it the Coverdale Ranch was great fucking reference to Whitesnake because of all the hair metal shit that's going on throughout this series.
Yeah.
Fucking fantastic, by the way.
Dude, the soundtrack was so good.
Oh, shit, yeah, dude. Like, 11th Street Kids, you know, that's the fucking thing right there. You know, the Hanoi Rocks, which, by the way, was a fucking killer goddamn band. Not a lot of people remember them, but that was one of the best fucking hair metal bands. And they were from Finland.
Finland always got the fucking banger bands.
Finland is just, like, Norway and that whole area just kicks ass with music. But it leads to this scene where they're getting Economos to bring one of the Peacemaker helmets into this giant cavernous area underneath this farm because the butterflies are all being fed by this, what they call a cow, when it's just this giant, as he refers to, another fucking kaiju.
Bruh, that thing was like adorably ugly.
Dude, it was. What's the, I know you'll probably remember this. What's the spider? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like this little animated cutesy spider that it's a real looking spider too. I
do know what you're talking about. The little brown one?
Yeah, I think he's all over the internet. He's got like little videos on YouTube and shit.
Yeah.
Everybody out there in the comments or everybody out there listening is probably fucking screaming the name of this goddamn spider at us right now. You dumb motherfuckers!
You leave Jasper out of this!
I know, right? Anyway, but yeah, like they lead to this whole scene where he's supposed to drop one of these helmets or a few of these helmets in there, and he gets caught because like these butterflies are supposed to infiltrate actual human bodies as hosts, and they take in all their memories and shit. But they act on their own, free will, basically. So this entire police force, like, catches him coming out, and they're just like, hey, what? Basically, they were asking, like, well, what did that sack of skin, what was that sack of skin like before you took him over or whatever, all this bullshit. Because one of them asked about his beard.
Yeah.
And I was like, this fucker can't catch a break, okay? So the whole team is on, like, this intercom system with each other, the good old earbud thing that the Avengers did, but didn't actually have the fucking earpieces in.
I know. That's still one of the funniest things to me. Because it's like, bruh, at this point, this is Disney, and they are riding on this to, like, make or break their cash cow. And what would be, for at minimum, another decade. And they didn't even have the budget to fucking do the earpieces.
Not even CG in post. They were just like, fuck it.
And then you look back and like their backdrops and everything, like the green screen. Let's be honest, I fucking adore that movie. The green screen was pretty trash.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking bad. But yeah, so they're going all these like earpieces. And it kind of almost gives this entire monologue about how, yeah, he does diet because he wanted to meet girls, then he realized he wasn't gonna meet girls, and then he starts talking about how he wanted to make a friend and all this other shit, and he's like, well, the only one he thought he was making friends with was fucking constantly being a dick to him. And essentially it's this kind of character arc where Peacemaker is allowed to really like reflect on the actions that he's done, and he was realizing like the harm that it was causing emotionally to this dude. And he even, like, you can see it on Cena's face. Like, the point I'm getting to is, like, that arc and that depth of emotion had no fucking business being in this goddamn show. The violence in this fucking thing, too. I didn't even think about bringing that up. The fact that that's one thing that I know for sure that DC really has over Marvel at this point.
They don't give a fuck.
They really don't. They're not afraid to go the R-rated route. They're not afraid to go like over the top with the violence. Even in some of the PG-13 cuts they have, they're not afraid to do it. Like, I mean, the Batman, for example, was pretty good with use of being intense in a PG-13 film. But this right here, like that whole farm sequence when they get to that moment, there's just, oh my God. Like, I even said out loud, do you want John Cena really running full force at you with a fucking body shield? And then he just tanks you the fuck over and takes your head off with it.
And that's a scary part. We are so terrified of that big hunk of meat, man.
Just himself, not even like in a character.
Yeah.
Like, do you really want any of those dudes? Like, do you really want Cena or Batista, for that matter, just hauling ass at you with literally any kind of armor or any of that shit?
But here's where I'm going with this. Listen to me. That's John Cena after he dropped like 40 pounds. Like, this is him after he cut a massive amount of weight.
That's the scary part, because he used to look like a goddamn refrigerator, and he still looks mean enough to fuck you up. And he could.
Bruh.
Wasn't he deadlifting like 800 something fucking pounds at one point?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Imagine this man 10 years ago doing this shit. Because really think about it. Look, because here's my thing. My perspective is skewed on the man because I grew up watching him next to other big hunks of meat. And now here he is next to normal fucking people. And he's just a monster.
Here he is next to some normal looking pork chops.
Yeah, just some normal fucking civilians. And he fucking eats them alive. I'm like, bro, you haven't even seen him. This is not even his final form.
Oh, no.
Bro, think about that shit. Think about it when he had the fucking 48-inch pythons, brother. That's fucking terrifying.
It is terrifying, dude. There's a lot of other things that happen throughout this show that I thought were kind of funny. It's not even so much like the violence and then like the character story arcs. There's some genuinely funny fucking shit that happens. Like in the very first episode, okay?
I was going to say right out of the gate, the fucking hospital janitor.
Dude. Yeah, that whole thing was fucking great. Especially when they finally get through most of the conversation. And then they just cut back to inside the room and you just see Cena's bare ass hanging out of the fucking gown.
Twice.
Yeah, no shit. And when he goes to the bar, he sort of kind of hits on Harcourt and he gets rejected and he just happens to glance over and he sees Annie Sturbhausen just sitting there and I love the fact that they set that up to make it look like, oh, he got dejected by like the hottest chick in the room. So he's going home with like the trashiest looking one and he don't give a fuck.
Dude, would you?
No.
Dude, we on demon time.
Bruh, that bathroom shot.
Bro,
like,
oh my God.
I was dying. Do you hear me? I was fucking dying laughing. I was just, ah!
Dude, his fucking face.
He had like every muscle in his body at full attention. Full pun intended, but for real, dude, he was making jokes about how large his dick was before this scene even happened, where he's like, it causes a lot of pain. I'm sitting there like, are you the peacemaker or the pain maker, my dude?
Bruh. That's the thing, too. That man's always wearing the tightest fucking briefs he can find.
Some fucking tiny whities, too, bro, when he's dancing around to that fucking, when he's dancing around to that fucking song in the goddamn living room of that chick's house.
And that's the thing. They showed it in Suicide Squad, and now they're showing it here. I'm like, oh, at least they're keeping it. Like, they're going with the joke. Okay.
I love how much of a dork they really make him to be, though. Like, at the heart of it all, he's really this dude that, you know, we're getting out of the superficial shit that he portrays, where you start digging into who he is. He's really just this dork that loves hair metal.
Yeah. Like, he's really kind of just... If you really think about it, look at his friend group, his actual friend group. It's really just a fucking bird.
Bruh, Eagly,
We're going to get to him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
What I'm getting at is, he is portraying the jock, but he's really just an introverted music nerd.
That it seems like he's got to put that front on because...
Of how he was raised.
I was going to say, I'm probably reaching here, but based on how he was raised and all this other shit, he's got to put that front on because he's afraid to let anybody get close whatsoever. So that is him in a nutshell, this asshole.
Yeah.
If I don't let anybody get close, I can't get hurt.
Exactly.
Dude, it's so crazy the fact that they went with the whole white dragon thing in this. Like,
leave it to James Gunn.
I know, but like but you know,
he just digs around. He's like, he is a little kid going through a fucking toy chest, just like digging at the very bottom. Like, oh, what can I find in here? What's something that nobody plays with? Here we go.
Fucking white dragon. No bullshit, dude. Like, a lot of people don't realize that the white dragon was a real character in the comics. There was like 4 different characters.
Well, that's like with the Suicide Squad being Starro. Like I said, he's just digging around trying to find like just weird, obscure shit. Now, here's my question to you: was he ever Peacemaker's dad in the comics?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so, but I wanted to double check.
No, they depicted him as Peacemaker's father specifically for this series.
Oh, it works. It works very well.
Which is really strange, though, because they weren't too far off with how they portrayed his dad, because in the post-Crisis on Infinite Earths version, his dad was a death camp commandant, like a Nazi death camp commandant. And in that version, he would believe that his dad's spirit would haunt him and criticize his every fucking move, even though he was trying to live his past down. So they really got that aspect of it, like in the 7th and 8th episode. They're
probably going to adapt that aspect also going forward.
Here's something I was going to point out earlier, which I was kind of thinking was, I had an I'll be damned moment, basically. Isn't it wild, like with the whole, like the white supremacist angle being done in Watchmen and in Peacemaker? These are both DC television shows. And also at one point in the Doomsday Clock comic sequel, Peacemaker actually partakes in the battle on Mars against Dr. Manhattan. Dude.
Yeah.
And in turn, the character of Peacemaker was actually the inspiration for the comedian.
Yeah.
Full goddamn circle here.
And not only all of that, but if you want to look at it for this show and put it in a comedic stand, how great is it that the white supremacist son was just some trailer trash fucking music dork who's just sitting around with a bald eagle all day, painted his trailer American flag, just screaming it all out. Liberty, justice.
And then like Eagly is like the sweetest goddamn thing you've ever seen in your life.
I know. You know what I loved about Eagly? They made him like anatomically correct. Like they never did like the scene where he makes the weird faces, like gets all animated and everything.
I love that he was literally a bald eagle.
Yeah, he was just a fucking bird.
This sweet fucking bird. Oh my God, dude. Like, look, y'all, full disclosure, I never thought I would utter the words, and I swear to God, I text messaged Devin this the other day. I said, bruh, I'm sitting here, I can't believe it. I am crying because of a bald eagle on an operating table while John Cena is praying to God. That is some shit I never thought I would say, type, or do. But I'll be goddamned if Cena as Peacemaker and Eagly aren't just like the best. That's like one of the best things about this fucking show.
Yeah.
When that fucking eagle hugs him in the beginning, I was like, that's fucking great. You know, it's the comedic effect there, you know, where he's just like, oh yeah, fucking take a picture. Where you going? Like nobody takes a picture of it. And then when Adebayo sees it happening and she's like, holy fucking shit. And when he gets up off the table and hugs him, oh dude, I lost it. I was like, oh God. And then I was lost in that moment. And then Cena just like you see his arm kind of squeaking out, like getting his camera, and he's like, yep, take a picture. He takes a selfie. I'm like, you fucking shit. But yeah, it was so wholesome. Yeah. It's really strange. We go from what you described as him being the son of like a really piece of shit person.
Yeah.
And he's got all the things going for him that would make you automatically just point at him as a person and just rightfully assume, hey, you're just like him, but you're a little more outward. No, I like that. I like that Christopher Smith as a character wound up doing a lot of introspection and realizing, and he even comes out and says it at the ass end of the series, like when he kills his dad in the second to last episode. He's like, yeah, you're right. I am a piece of shit. I'm a piece of shit for always believing the shit you told me and listening to you and all this other shit. And it's like, holy fuck, dude. That is some trauma right there, just coming right to the forefront. And it was scary. Even though it's acting, you could feel that energy right there. You're just like, oh God. And like the fact that when he shot him, I was like, fuck yeah. And then I was like, he about to break down.
Yeah. And he did.
That is hard to watch in a number of ways because you know he did the right thing. And absolutely that was completely called for. The whole bit was completely called for, but it's sad as fuck because he accidentally killed his brother as a kid and now he just shot his dad. And it's fucked up to say, but even for all the horrible shit that his dad was, like he still had, that was his dad, you know, that was still his dad. And
absolutely.
It's just like, oh God. I'm not even defending what his dad was or did, but like as far as just the father-son relationship goes, at the heart of it all, he's like, oh, I just fucking shot my dad in the head with a fucking gun.
I just killed my dad.
Yeah, right pretty much. Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of emotions that flood him when this happens. I mean, he even kind of goes back to reflecting on having to kill Rick Flag, which, dude, I'm not going to lie. Whenever I watched the Suicide Squad and that happened, I was like, oh my God, they fucking killed him off.
Yeah. Like, whenever I was watching it, I kept thinking to myself, okay, a lot of these guys I figured would die. But then you had a couple of ones that I didn't expect. None that really made me go, holy fuck. Like, that would have been like somebody like Harley Quinn. People that we thought for sure were going to be A-okay no matter what. But Rick Flag was like upper shocking, you know?
Yeah, he was like not literally like, if you look at actors, he wasn't like top billed, but as far as characters go in the literal Suicide Squad team, Rick Flag is a mainstay character of that fucking group. So that kind of blew my mind. By now, you all know how essential the Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0 is for that precise trim below the waist. Their advanced skin-safe technology reduces cuts to your most delicate areas. But now, you can enhance your perfect grooming routine with their Ultra Premium Collection. This package includes the Manscaped Premium Deodorant.
Like the ball deodorant?
No, not for your balls, dude. Your armpits.
Whoa. Manscaped does that?
Yes.
Since when?
Since now.
Really?
Yes. This deodorant dries clear, is aluminum-free, and smells just like their signature scent.
Oh.
It also includes the hydrating body moisturizer.
I got eczema. Will that cure it?
Well, no.
Because it's really bad.
Well, if you have dry skin issues or if you have tattoos, it's designed to keep your skin feeling clean, smooth, and smelling fresh.
Well, I have tattoos and skin, and sometimes it gets dry. This is perfect.
Next up is the body wash to lather you up with their infused aloe vera and sea salt shower gel.
Aloe vera and sea salt? I'm about to smell like the ocean.
And along with the body wash, their 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner to clean your scalp with an easy one step.
That does sound easy.
As always, Manscaped is going to toss in a free gift with this one. A 3-pack set of lip balm that's made up with ingredients such as vitamin E, peppermint, and eucalyptus oil to keep those chappers feeling moist. That's right, 4 products and a free gift inside the Ultra Premium Collection. What a score!
Now I'm gonna score.
Well, I don't know if it's going to necessarily make you score, but it certainly will assist.
I'll take what I can get.
All of these products are cruelty-free, paraben-free, vegan-friendly, and dye-free. The best ingredients with zero compromise. Now, Devin, if you're actually looking to score, I can give you some tips to help you along the way.
Okay, bet.
First, wash your stanky ass with the body wash.
Okay.
2, lather up your hair with a 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner.
I don't have hair.
Oh, okay, well, step 2, just wax your dome with the shampoo and conditioner.
Buffer. Got it.
Step 3, dry off, then spray on the hydrating body moisturizer to reinvigorate your dry skin.
What about my eczema basket?
Well, no, this is not about your balls, Devin. This is about the upper half of your body.
That's important too, I guess.
Step 4, put on the Manscaped deodorant for obvious reasons. Step 5, put that Manscaped lip balm on. Ain't nobody out here kissing chapped up lips, my dude. And of course, getting dressed after this is completely optional. Wear one great scent all day long. Get the Ultra Premium Collection hot off the shelves. And you can use our code SUPER and get 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com.
It's almost a quarter.
Not quite, but
almost.
That's 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com with our code SUPER.
Are you sure it's not a quarter?
Yes, I'm sure it's not a quarter.
Well, with the free shipping and everything, it might.
No, it's 20% off plus free shipping with our code SUPER at manscaped.com. It's not a quarter! All right, guys, sorry about that. The power of attraction is now in a bottle thanks to Manscaped.
Just wondering if it was a quarter.
Hi, I'm Sam.
I'm Richie.
I'm Little Matt.
And here in the 500 Section Lounge, we are 3 dads who host a family-friendly weekly podcast.
Yep, we laugh, we go on tangents, and we talk to great guests.
Tangents? I don't know what you're talking about with that. You know there are gases leaking?
All right, okay.
Yeah, we have legendary conversations from sports to history and everything in between.
So be on the lookout for what we do next.
And always be there to
grab a listen.
I wanted to point out earlier, as far as like the whole White Dragon kind of thing with, you know, his group of supremacists and all this shit whenever he gets put in prison, which you were talking about how they just fucking threw his dad under the bus like so hard.
Dude, and that's the funniest thing to me because it's just like...
It was so easy for them to do, too.
Yeah, they were just like, who are we going to blame? His dad. Like, what?
Yeah, I mean...
Like, it's so douchey, yet so called for, yet so like, God damn it, guys, really?
And then so perfect.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say also with that whole thing, I know we're not really at liberty to sit and go into great fucking detail on why it was important. Like we can say why it was important, but as far as the depth of how it it comes across, they did handle. I'm trying to like put it into words, like the way they handled the racism talk and the way that they handled a character changing by, because people can say, oh, I'm changed, I'm a changed person, but it's more action over saying it. I thought they kind of handled that pretty well as far as Chris's character is concerned, where he is showing it with action and not just saying he's going to be different.
Yeah, you know what it reminded me of? This is a weird one. Archie Bunker.
That is weird.
Hear me out. Because it's like, you're listening to this bigot piece of shit this whole time, but at the same time, you're like, but he's still a good guy, though. He's going to come around by the end of the show. Just watch, guys. He'll make it. He's making progress each day. Like
you're rooting for him the whole time. Like, come on, dude, you can be the fucking person we know that you can be.
Yeah,
because that shit isn't like you're not born into that shit. Like that is taught.
Yeah, really think back. Archie Bunker was kind of like that, where he was kind of a racist, sexist piece of shit, but by the end of each episode, he was like, I don't want to say it, but I mean, I know better. And that's kind of how Chris was. And he slowly just got to be as close to normal as he could possibly be.
And still working on the ship.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was and I don't mean it like this, because I don't think they ever quite came out and they were like, oh, Chris is a racist piece of shit. But, it was always the assumption because of how his dad was, that's who he was, really. But you could see the tendencies there with certain things, because they even talked about how he would kill, which again, that was kind of handled pretty good. Like going back to the very first episode with the janitor, he was telling him, right, because he was like, dude, you're fucking targeting, you're not targeting enough white people, basically. And he was like, what do you mean? He was like, well, you're targeting like black people and fucking Asians and all this other shit. And he's just like, yeah. And he just kind of doesn't think anything of it. And I'm like,
he goes, they're doing crime.
Right, dude. Yeah. And just the way that they handled it was like, it was really well done. Like, it's hard as hell to write that kind of shit in the tone they were going for it, but making a point with it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they hammered home just by that blank expression on his face.
Right. Like it was really good social commentary, honestly. Yeah. This whole fucking series was
just ignorant.
Yeah, exactly.
He wasn't trying to be a piece of shit. He was just kind of a dumbass.
He was fucking raised that way and was, yeah, you're right. He kind of was a fucking dumb jock.
Like, really, if you think about it, they dumbed his ass down for this show.
Yeah.
They really did.
Yeah, he was good at playing it too. He was really good at playing dumbass. But I love how at the ass end of it all, because him and Adebayo have a fallout at one point, because, Adebayo is Amanda Wallace's daughter, and she had plant that fucking diary in his trailer.
Dude, that shit pissed me off so much.
It pissed me off too, because what sucked is, like, you could see that she did not want to do it because she was legitimately becoming his friend or whatever, but she was caught in a rock and a hard place, man. Like, she's trying to, like, impress or, like, get on her mom's good side because she didn't think she was good enough, and she was trying to keep this fucking job and all this other shit. Well, I mean, eventually, that all comes to light, and he kind of gives her, like, the go fuck yourself talk in the the goddamn van that they hijacked from the vet office, that fucking veterinarian place. Those poor bastards. And every time they tie somebody up, where they're just like, well, they were nice considering.
Yeah, I know.
Like, especially the married couple that the fact that him and Vigilante wound up fucking that same chick. Like, I know I just totally side coursed right there, but okay, so did they.
Vigilante's great though.
Oh, absolutely. It was kind of funny because that scene, I almost kind of read it as Chris throwing him a bone.
Oh, come on.
Like, oh, come on. Think about it. He's just like, well, he bagged her. And it's like, well, my boy wants some too. That's kind of how I saw it. I was like, oh my God, they fucking just did that. Oh God, they really did.
They did, though.
it's just funny because they're sitting there smoking that blunt and he taps that alien thing and it just kind of forms and they're just like, whoa. Like that whole fucking, that stoned, like, whoa. But anyway, yeah, so like back to the Adebayo and Chris kind of having that falling out, you know, by the end of the show, after they won, you know, he looks up at her and he's like, you know, next to V, you're my BFF. And I was like, God damn it, yes, because they really did get along, like really, really get along, because she was, again, going back to it, she was the one out of that entire group that really saw that drop the whole fucking dickhead facade and people might actually like Chris Smith, the person.
Yeah.
And I always thought it was cool that they bonded over all the music, like when they were all as a team going in the van to ride or whatever. He's like, there's never a wrong time to rock. And they was playing all the music, and then they did the whole 11th Street Kids thing, and you know, you see Harcourt taking a picture, and she's finally coming around and not being such a stiff or whatever, because she's, you know, that's another thing too that they kind of tapped into, where a lot of the men in this series towards her were sexist pieces of shit, like the way she got hit on the bar.
I mean, she bad.
I know, but like the way they portrayed it, they did a pretty good job, which I thought it was hilarious as hell. But she beat old dude's ass, and she was like, what was that next thing you were going to say? Finish it. She's like, oh, fuck. Fucking judo master.
That motherfucker, no matter what, had a bag of fucking hot Cheetos.
Bro, he was like Hook in AEW. Just carrying a bag of fucking chips around.
Yeah.
Just eating them. Just ready to stomp somebody.
That, but true, yeah.
He's just ready to stomp somebody's ass, and it's always flaming hot Cheetos. Like, in fact, the torture scene we were talking about earlier.
He was just flicking them at him.
I thought that shit was hilarious. Like, because Cena was making short jokes at him, and I think at one point, Judo Master starts making muscle jokes at him for being like a fucking jock, and he's just opening his mouth. He's like, what kind of chips are those? Flaming hot Cheetos. You want some? Yeah. He fucking opening his mouth and he's flicking them at him and shit.
I'd like to think that that's how real torture moments go out. Like, just the fucking torturer and torchee is just fucking vibing.
Right, and then one of them just has enough and just rubs the Cheeto dust in the other one's eyes or some shit, which is funny because like when he flicks the one at him and it hits him in the face, he's like, God, why do they make these so hot? Fucking dying laughing, dude. What an asshole. And then the fucking old man neighbor, his dad's neighbor, that fucking guy.
I thought for sure that was going to be Batmite.
No shit, huh?
Yeah. Really think about it. He always brought up Batman, and look at his mannerisms. Look at how he's built.
And they did reference Batmite at one point, which that's another thing about this series too. There was a lot of references to some deep cut characters from the comics, man.
I know. That's why I was hoping he was Batmite, because I was like, yo, that'd be fucking awesome.
I think the ultimate part of this entire thing that to me was one of the best comedy gags before Adebayo like just betrays her mom altogether. But when they get to the farm, she's like, can you just send the fucking Justice League or something? And you know, that kind of a line in most television series, or you know, in general, like even like in a Marvel series or you know whatever, like, oh, send the Avengers. That's just a wish. Old girl's sitting there telling her mom, fucking send the Justice League or something. You don't think about it. When they're all injured and walking away, because by the way, at the ass end of this, when that farm goes to hell and back, everybody has either gotten cut the fuck up, there's a leg broken, shot, fucking stabbed, sliced, everything. Oh, fucking Peacemaker is carrying Harcourt, and Economos is fucking limping his ass off with like a little homemade splint because he breaks his fucking like shin or something trying to climb over a fence when he tells Adebayo, you're gonna hurt yourself, and he fucking hurts himself. Dumbass. So they're walking away, and the whole series, Peacemaker talks shit about individual members of the Justice League. Like he says that Green Arrow is a brony and has like a 4-inch hole cut in the ass of his uniform or whatever the fuck, and Aquaman fucks fish, and Superman goes into nightclubs at, you know, after hours and all this other shit. But they show up, okay? And when I said the Justice League shows up, I mean the Just Us League, like just us, because it's not even the whole fucking league. It's CGI shadows of Wonder Woman and Superman and literal Barry Allen and literal Aquaman, Jason Momoa and Ezra Miller are the only two actors that showed up, because then on top of which, really contractually speaking, they didn't have to put Cyborg in there because we all know the fuckery that's going on with that poor guy.
Yeah.
And then we all know Affleck is completely just out as Batman, so they weren't even going to put any of the Batmen as a Justice League member right then and there. So you got, all right, let's get CG Superman and Wonder Woman in the shadows so we don't have to, hire anybody. And let's get the two guys that are still kind of hanging around that have movies coming out later this year that we can promote.
Jason Momoa just happy to be there, man.
And so is Ezra Miller, honestly. Like, those two are just, hey, we're glad to get a paycheck and we're glad to be these heroes. And here we are. There's only two actors and we're the two actors. And there's four of us when there should be six of us. Fuck. They couldn't even get the dude that played Martian Manhunter to come back. He hurting for a check.
Which is fucked up because it's like, why couldn't you just totally CGI him?
Exactly.
Like,
give us a cowl or something. Yeah. My God, you could have just had a shot of like the fucking the cowl from behind. Like the camera shoots up and there's the cowl and then there's everybody else kind of in a semicircle.
Yeah, you could have had him lurking in the shadows like Batman does.
Yep. Give us the white eye slits over the fucking mask like you've been asking for. Fuck.
Dude, I would fucking love it so much.
That's what I'm saying. But no, we got the Just Us League. Like this was Dollar Store Justice League.
It was.
And the way that Peacemaker just passes them right up, and he looks at Aquaman, and he was just kind of saying like, you guys are fucking way late, and he tells him like to go fuck a fish or something like that. And then the Flash is just like, well, he's not wrong.
Yeah, it was like he goes.
He's like, I hate that rumor.
Yeah, but it's not a rumor.
What an asshole. Oh my God.
Now it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder if it's true. Or was Barry just fucking with him? I don't know.
Well, technically speaking, if he's fucking Mira.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
So before we get out of here, going back to your whole Archie Bunker thing, I'm kind of like skimming through some stuff on the interwebs, and this is fucking hilarious. I'm going to read Robert Patrick's summary as the White Dragon. It says, Peacemaker is a racist father who supplies him with technology to aid his mission. James Gunn said that Augie was a worse person than Peacemaker in a lost cause. Executive producer Peter Safran described him as, quote, Archie Bunker on steroids, end quote.
I did not do that on purpose.
That's why I'm laughing. That's funny as shit.
I got it right.
Wow. That's, I don't think we can end it on a better note. That's fucking funny. That's fucking great. I know we just kind of sat and discussed here and there some favorite parts of the series for us and just some takeaways and everything. Eagly is the bestest boy ever.
Yes, we love Eagly.
We love Eagly so much that, like, you know how people are just like, God damn it, America, bald eagle, make a tear come to your eye. Well, guess what? Eagly made a fucking tear come to my eye.
Yeah.
he did his job. He did his fucking job. But definitely check this series out. It's 8 episodes long, and I want to say they're between like 39 and 45 minutes. There's not even one that goes to an hour, because typically with a finale or an opener, they'll go a full hour. They didn't with this, and it was a really surprisingly quick watch. Like you get so caught up in the story and the characters that you kind of lose track of time. I easily went through 4 or 5 episodes in an afternoon and didn't even realize the whole afternoon had passed.
Mm-hmm. I remember, yeah.
As a whole, because they're doing more DC series. Like now we're going to start having real tie-ins with these films. Like we're supposed to be getting an Arkham Asylum series. And
dude, that's going to be so fucking sick.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like if Peacemaker's this good, I mean, it's James Gunn. Like I'll watch anything James Gunn does. He's great. But like my point is that they're going to go all out and make them as good as this. I'm excited for the other shit they're going to have.
Absolutely.
What would you rank this one? Like if you just as a series, not even like, oh, it's a DC property, like just as a series.
Well, I do think that it's the best series that DC has done probably since Smallville.
That's saying something. A lot of people love Smallville. Dude.
Yeah. I loved it. I grew up on that shit, but yeah, I think that.
It's things like this that make me wish that Swamp Thing got a more proper like due than it did. Like how they just kind of fucking dropped it and canceled it.
Yeah, and apparently they cut out a shit ton of development and everything. That Swamp Thing easily could have been the GOAT, but they didn't allow it. But as it stands, yeah, I think this is top 3 DC properties, like on television anyway.
Yeah. Like I could easily give this a 4 out of 5 stars as far as like if I'm gonna rank it out of a 5, yeah, I could easily give it a 4 out of 5. There's some flaws here and there, but it's pretty fucking good, man.
Yeah.
Really it is. So that concludes our DC March Madness. Thank y'all for hanging out with us all month and talking DC properties. Even though Batman and Robin versus Superman for the Quest for Peace was hellacious, it was kind of fun to tear that shit apart.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Visit supermediabrospodcast.com for past, present, and future episodes. Check out oddpodsmedia.com for all the other shows on the OddPods Media Network. Buy us some goddamn merchandise. There's t-shirts, there's hoodies, there's pants. Get your pants on.
Yeah.
Get them pants on like a motherfucker.
You'll see your bulge too, make it look nice.
That's what I'm talking about. It's going to look nicer than Christopher Smith's bulge in The Peacemaker. You will have your own piece to make peace with.
Jesus Christ.
It will make a piece for you, and then you will be the peacemaker.
I'm about to head the fuck out.
We're gonna. It's made out of fleece, so it's the fleece maker. Oh, he really did head out. Fuck. Okay. Follow us on social media: Facebook.com/SuperMediaBros, Twitter.com/SuperMediaBros_, and once again, at Super Media Bros Podcast on Instagram. Come look at our stupid pictures. Please. They need to be looked at. Thank y'all so much for hanging out this week. This has been It's Peacemaker, episode 217. Until next week, I've been Richie.
I'm Devin.
Oh, thanks, dude. Shades on.
We're off.
God damn it.